Welcome to our deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at human evolution.
Okay.
And we're going to be using Human Origins 101 to guide us.
Sound good?
And we're going to be taking a look at the key stages and adaptations.
Right.
And some of the debates that make this field so fascinating.
It's a story that stretches back billions of years to the very origins of life on Earth.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to forget that humans are primates. We're sort of woven into this grand tapestry of life, sharing a common ancestor with every other organism on this planet.
So this idea of the tree of life,
Yeah.
where do we humans fit into this?
Yeah. Well, the tree of life illustrates our interconnectedness.
Okay.
And the Linnaean classification system places us, Homo sapiens, within the primate order.
Okay.
And that emphasizes a key relationship, which is our kinship with apes.
Okay.
Especially chimpanzees.
So chimps are really important for us to understand. To understand human evolution.
Absolutely. Scientists often refer to the last common ancestor, or LCA for short, as a reference point.
Right.
It's that ancestral crossroads where the lineage that led to humans diverged from the one that led to chimpanzees.
So how do we go about piecing together this evolutionary story? We don't have a time machine to observe our ancestors directly.
That's where the detective work of paleontologists comes in. They rely on fossils, those precious remnants of ancient life encased in rock, to reconstruct the past. They're like little fragmented snapshots scattered through time.
So it's a very challenging puzzle.
It is.
With very old fragments.
Yeah, the fossil record is notoriously incomplete.
Right.
And interpreting those fragments is always a challenge. But alongside fossils, paleontologists use geology, which is the study of the Earth's history as recorded in rocks, to understand the environments
that our ancestors inhabited.
So geology gives us that context of the landscapes and the climates and things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Provides a backdrop for that evolutionary story.
How do they determine the age of the fossils in the rock layers?
Dating methods play a crucial role here. There are relative dating techniques which help us establish a sequence of events. You know, this layer is older than that one, for example.
Makes sense.
But we also have absolute dating methods which provide a more precise age. And those use techniques like radiometric dating, such as potassium-argon dating.
Potassium-argon dating. Yeah, I remember that from Human Origins 101.
Yeah.
It uses the decay of radioactive isotopes.
Yes, exactly. And it's especially useful for dating volcanic rocks and the fossils that are found in those layers.
So you're kind of getting a timestamp on these snapshots.
Exactly. It's like looking back through
Earth's history.
Now let's meet some of the stars of this evolutionary show. The hominins. Where do we begin in this vast family tree?
Well, one of the most significant early hominins is Australopithecus afarensis, known for the famous Lucy skeleton discovered in Ethiopia. Lucy provided crucial evidence for bipedalism, walking upright on two legs, in our early ancestors.
Yeah, Lucy's like an icon.
She is.
Human Origins 101 mentions that skeletal traits, particularly the foramen magnum and the pelvis, reveal these adaptations for bipedalism.
Absolutely. So the foramen magnum, which is the hole where the spinal cord exits the skull, is positioned more forward in bipedal hominins like Lucy, indicating an upright posture.
So like how our head sits on our spine?
Exactly. And the pelvis in bipeds is broader and shorter, providing stability for walking on two legs.
So these features really clearly show this shift to bipedalism.
Absolutely.
Were there other Australopithecus species besides Lucy's kind?
There were. The Australopithecus genus was quite diverse, with various species spread across Africa. They differed in size features and even their preferred diets.
What about those robust Australopiths?
Oh, yeah.
Paranthropus. A group with some serious cueing power.
The robust Australopith, like Paranthropus boise, with their massive molars and powerful jaws. These adaptations suggest a diet heavy in tough plant foods.
So they had to have these big, strong jaws and teeth to grind up all that food.
Lots of grinding and crushing going on there.
So the plot thickens when we move into the genus Homo, our own genus. What sets Homo apart in this evolutionary saga?
Well, one of the defining trends in the genus Homo is the dramatic increase in brain size.
Okay.
Early members like Homo habilis and Homo erectus exhibit this pattern with brains significantly larger than their Australopithecus predecessors.
So bigger brains.
Yes.
More processing power.
Yeah.
That's a key ingredient for human intelligence.
Absolutely.
Human Origins 101 delves into this fascinating realm of brain evolution, exploring the concept of the encephalization quotient, or EQ.
Yeah, EQ essentially measures the relative brain size of a species compared to other animals of similar body size.
So a higher EQ suggests a greater degree of intelligence.
That's the general idea.
Okay.
Humans have an exceptionally high EQ, reflecting our remarkable cognitive ability.
But those big brains must have come with challenges too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They require a lot of energy to function, and they make childbirth more difficult.
So there's always a trade-off in evolution.
There is.
You mentioned Homo erectus.
Yes.
They play a pivotal role in our story, don't they?
They do. Homo erectus marks a turning point. They were the first hominins to venture out of Africa, spreading across Asia and even into parts of Europe.
Okay.
This geographical expansion is a testament to their adaptability and resilience.
So they were real explorers,
Yeah.
setting the stage for our own species' global reach.
Precisely. Their migrations paved the way for the dispersal of later hominins, including our own species, Homo sapiens. And as Homo erectus journeyed across the world, they encountered new environments, new challenges, and new opportunities for innovation.
And speaking of innovation,
Yes.
Human Origins 101 highlights another key trend in more sophisticated tool use.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about this technological leap?
The earliest stone tools, known as Oldowan tools, appear in the fossil record about 2.6 million years ago.
Wow.
And they're associated with Homo habilis.
Okay.
They were simple, but they represent a significant advance in cognitive abilities.
So those Oldowan tools were kind of like the first Swiss Army knives.
Yeah.
Multi-purpose tools for a variety of tasks.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the real game changer came later with Homo erectus and the development of Acheulean tools.
Okay.
The most iconic Acheulean tool is the hand axe,
right?
Teardrop-shaped tool, carefully crafted and much more refined than those earlier Oldowan tools.
Yeah, the hand axes are those beautifully symmetrical tools that you often see in museum exhibits.
Yeah.
They seem to require a higher level of skill.
They do.
And planning to create.
Absolutely. The Acheulean tools signal a cognitive leap forward, a greater understanding of material properties, more advanced planning, and a higher level of dexterity.
Yeah. It's fascinating how these tools provide a window into the evolving minds of our ancestors.
It's like they're leaving behind little clues.
Now, let's not forget about another group of hominins.
Yeah.
One that's captured our imagination, maybe more than any other, the Neanderthals.
Yeah.
What makes them so intriguing?
Neanderthals, Homo neanderthalensis, are our closest extinct relatives. They inhabited Europe and parts of Asia for hundreds of thousands of years. And they possessed a unique set of adaptations that allowed them to thrive in cold, challenging environments.
Human Origins 101 details their distinctive anatomy. Those robust skeletons, prominent brow ridges, and larger brain size compared to modern humans.
Yeah. Their brains were actually larger on average than modern human brains.
What can you tell us about their culture and behavior?
Well, Neanderthals were far more complex than previously thought. They were skilled tool makers. They hunted large game. They controlled fire. And there's even evidence suggesting they buried their dead.
Really?
And may have had symbolic behaviors.
So they were not the British cavemen often depicted in popular culture?
Not at all. They were intelligent, resourceful, and adaptable hominins.
And the relationship between Neanderthals and modern humans is a complex and fascinating story.
It is a story we'll have to delve into further.
But for now, let's shift our focus to another captivating piece of the puzzle. The discovery of Homo floresiensis, nicknamed the hobbits.
Yeah, the hobbits.
What's the significance of this finding?
Homo floresiensis, discovered on the Indonesian island of Flores, is truly remarkable. They were incredibly small, standing only about 3 feet tall.
Wow.
And what's even more surprising is that they lived alongside modern humans until relatively recently, disappearing just 13,000 years ago.
The hobbits of Indonesia. It's amazing to think that such a different species coexisted with our own kind for so long.
Yeah, it challenges our assumptions about the linear progression of human evolution and highlights the diversity and adaptability of the hominin lineage.
It's a reminder that there are still many mysteries to unravel in our evolutionary past.
Yeah, we're just scratching the surface.
But for now, let's zoom in on those key adaptations that set humans apart from our primate cousins.
Sounds good.
Maybe we could start with one of the most striking features. The evolution of our exceptionally large and complex brains.
Yeah, those big brains.
Big brains and intelligence. Those are hallmarks of being human.
Absolutely.
Let's explore those next.
Okay. The human brain is truly an evolutionary marvel. Throughout hominin evolution, we see this trend of increasing brain size culminating in the remarkable cognitive abilities of Homo sapiens.
And Human Origins 101 delves into this a bit, suggesting that this expansion measured by the encephalization quotient, or EQ, reflects a growing complexity in brain structure and function.
Exactly. EQ provides a way to compare brain size relative to body size. Humans have an exceptionally high EQ, indicating a brain that's significantly larger than would be expected for our body size.
So a higher EQ translates to greater cognitive potential.
Yeah.
What are the implications of this for understanding human intelligence?
Well, it suggests a higher capacity for learning problem-solving, abstract thought, and language. However, EQ is just one piece of the puzzle. The organization and interconnectedness of different brain regions also play a crucial role in our cognitive abilities.
It's like comparing a basic computer to a supercomputer.
Yeah.
Both might have processing power, but the way that power is organized and utilized makes a huge difference.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this brings us to a fascinating field, evolutionary psychology, or EP. EP explores how our minds evolved, suggesting that our brains are equipped with cognitive modules shaped by natural selection.
Cognitive modules, those sound like specialized mental programs designed to solve specific problems our ancestors faced.
Exactly. Take, for instance, our seemingly irrational cravings for sugar and fat. From an evolutionary perspective, these cravings made sense in environments where those resources were scarce. Those who sought out calorie-dense foods were more likely to survive and reproduce.
So those ancient cravings ingrained in our brains might be working against us in today's world of abundance.
In a way, yes, EP helps us understand why we behave the way we do. Even if those behaviors seem maladaptive in our modern context.
So it's like our brains are still catching up to the rapid changes in our environment.
It's a constant process of adaptation.
But let's not forget about another crucial adaptation, bipedalism. Human Origins 101 emphasizes that walking upright on 2 legs was a game changer in human evolution.
Indeed, bipedalism freed our hands for carrying food tools in infants. It also allowed us to see over tall grasses, which would have been advantageous in the African savanna.
And the book mentions energy efficiency as a key advantage. Walking on 2 legs is actually more energy efficient.
It is.
Than walking on all 4s.
That's right. Studies have shown that humans, when walking at a moderate pace, expend less energy than chimpanzees moving the same distance. This energy efficiency would have been beneficial for our ancestors, allowing them to cover greater distances while foraging or hunting.
Fascinating. So efficiency played a significant role in our evolution. Now, this might seem like a strange question, but why are humans practically hairless compared to other primates? What's the evolutionary advantage of losing our fur?
Well, the prevailing theory, championed by Nina Jablonski, points to thermoregulation. The ability to control body temperature. As hominins became more active in hot, open environments, the ability to sweat efficiently became crucial for cooling the body. Especially the brain.
So less fur means more efficient sweating.
Exactly.
It seems like a counterintuitive trade-off.
It is a trade-off. But the benefits of efficient cooling outweigh the costs.
The book also mentions that our ancestors were much stronger than modern humans. Why would we evolve to be weaker?
That's a great question. Fossil evidence, particularly those robust skeletons of Neanderthals,
Right.
does suggest greater strength in our predecessors.
Okay.
However, keep in mind that physical strength is just one aspect of survival.
So other adaptations might have compensated for this reduction in brute force.
As humans developed more sophisticated tools, hunting strategies, and social structures, raw physical strength became less crucial for survival. Our brains, in a sense, became our most powerful weapon.
So our ingenuity and social cooperation outweighed the need for sheer muscle power.
Precisely.
Let's talk about diet. What can we learn about our ancestors' diets from their teeth?
Teeth are a goldmine of information for paleoanthropologists.
Okay.
The shape and size of teeth, along with microscopic wear patterns, reveal a lot about what our ancestors were eating.
So those massive molars of Paranthropus indicate a diet heavy in tough fibrous plant foods.
Exactly.
But what about early Homo?
Early Homo habilis had smaller teeth than Australopithecus, suggesting a more generalized diet. The transition to a more meat-based diet becomes evident with Homo erectus, as indicated by changes in tooth morphology and the appearance of tools associated with butchering.
And this shift to meat eating, as Human Origins 101 points out, has been linked to brain development.
Absolutely.
It provided the necessary calories and nutrients to fuel those expanding brains.
It's a crucial connection between diet and brain evolution.
But how did our ancestors obtain that meat? Were they hunters or scavengers?
That's a question that has sparked considerable debate. Early hominins were likely opportunistic, scavenging from carnivore kills whenever possible.
Makes sense.
But as their tools and cognitive abilities advanced, they became more capable hunters.
The book mentions those chimpanzees in West Africa who hunt bush babies with spears.
It's a fascinating example of primate ingenuity.
It is.
And as hominins evolved, their hunting strategies likely became more sophisticated, involving cooperation planning and the use of increasingly complex tools.
Speaking of tools, the book emphasizes the importance of fire.
Fire is a game changer.
In human evolution, it provided warmth protection from predators and even allowed for cooking.
Absolutely.
Which made food more digestible and nutritious.
It unlocks a whole new level of food processing.
When did humans first tame this powerful force?
That's a topic of ongoing research. Convincing evidence for controlled fire use appears around 800,000 years ago, associated with Homo erectus. However, some researchers suggest that fire may have been utilized even earlier.
So there's still some debate about the exact timeline. But the ability to control fire was a pivotal moment in human evolution. It allowed our ancestors to exploit new environments, cook food, and even gather around a campfire for social interaction.
It creates a whole new social space around that hearth.
But let's shift gears and talk about another fascinating aspect of being human. Our unique reproductive strategy.
Humans have a distinctive reproductive pattern characterized by concealed ovulation, extended childhood's menopause, and the role of grandmothers in child rearing.
Concealed ovulation, unlike the obvious estrous cycles of many primates, means it's harder to determine when a woman is fertile. What are the evolutionary implications of this?
Well, it's thought to have contributed to the formation of pair bonds and more cooperative child rearing. If males can't easily determine when females are fertile, they're more likely to invest in a long-term relationship to ensure reproductive success.
It's like a shift from a focus on short-term mating opportunities to a more long-term collaborative approach to raising offspring.
Exactly.
And what about those extended childhoods? Human children are dependent for much longer than those of other primates. Why is that?
Well, our large brains and complex social structures require a longer period of development and learning. Children need time to acquire the knowledge, skills, and social intelligence necessary to thrive in human societies.
And menopause, the uniquely human phenomenon, has been linked to the grandmother hypothesis. The book suggests that older women no longer able to bear children could focus on helping to raise their grandchildren, increasing the survival and success of their descendants.
Grandmothers, with their accumulated knowledge and experience, play a crucial role in many cultures. They provide care, guidance, and support contributing to the well-being of the family.
It's a beautiful example of how different generations contribute to the success of the group. But let's move on to one of the most defining features of being human, language.
Okay.
How did this complex communication system evolve?
Reconstructing the evolution of language is challenging.
Yeah.
The soft tissues involved in speech don't fossilize well.
Right.
However, we can look for clues in skeletal features, brain structure, and the archaeological record.
Human Origins 101 mentions the hyoid bone.
Yes.
A small bone in the neck that supports the tongue.
Right.
Its shape in Neanderthals, and modern humans suggest they had the anatomical capacity for speech.
That's right. And the appearance of symbolic artifacts, cave art, and increasingly complex tools also hint at the development of abstract thought and communication.
It's like those early cave paintings are whispering stories about our ancestors' developing minds.
It's a glimpse into their world.
But language is not just about words.
Oh.
It's about sharing ideas, telling stories, and passing down knowledge.
It's about connecting with others.
Through generations.
Absolutely. Language is the foundation of human culture.
Right.
It allows us to build complex societies, share our experiences, and create a collective memory that transcends individual lifetimes.
And this brings us to what Human Origins 101 called the human revolution.
Yes.
The emergence of our species, Homo sapiens, and our remarkable spread across the globe.
It's a pivotal chapter in our story.
What can you tell us about this?
Well, the prevailing model for the origin and dispersal of modern humans is the out-of-Africa model.
Okay.
It suggests that Homo sapiens evolved in Africa and then migrated outwards, eventually populating every continent.
And this model is supported by genetic evidence, right?
It is.
Studies of mitochondrial DNA and the Y chromosome point to an African origin for all modern humans.
Precisely. Those analyses have even pinpointed approximate dates and geographical origins.
Oh, wow.
But the journey out of Africa was not a single mass migration.
Okay.
It was a complex process involving multiple waves of dispersal adaptations to new environments.
Right.
And even interbreeding with other hominin species like Neanderthals.
So those migrations, spanning tens of thousands of years.
Yeah, incredible journey.
Shaped the genetic diversity we see in human populations today.
Absolutely. And those migrations also led to incredible cultural diversity.
Okay.
As Homo sapiens spread across the globe, they encountered a wide range of environments and challenges, leading to a flowering of different cultures, languages, and technologies.
It's like each migration wave added a new thread to the tapestry of human diversity.
A beautiful analogy.
But let's not forget about those fascinating facts and anecdotes that bring this story to life. For example, Human Origins 101 mentions that the human tapeworm didn't evolve with the domestication of animals as one might expect, but rather with the shift to meat-eating behavior in our early ancestors.
It's a reminder that even parasites can tell a story about our evolutionary past.
And speaking of stories, what about the discovery of the hobbit, Homo floresiensis?
Ah, yes. The hobbits.
Their small stature and the fact that they lived alongside modern humans until relatively recently underscore the remarkable diversity of the hominin lineage.
Absolutely. It's a humbling reminder that we're just one branch on this vast and intricate tree of life.
It makes you wonder what other surprises the fossil record might hold.
There's still so much to discover.
But for now, let's delve deeper into what makes us human.
Okay.
Exploring those unique aspects of our social behavior and the evolutionary roots of those behaviors.
A fascinating topic.
Perhaps we should start by examining the intricate balance between cooperation and competition that has shaped human societies.
Absolutely. That tension between our pro-social and competitive instincts is at the core of what it means to be human.
Humans are social creatures by nature. We form complex relationships. We create these elaborate societies. But where did these social instincts come from? What shaped our capacity for both cooperation and conflict?
Those questions really lie at the heart of understanding what it means to be human. Our evolutionary history has shaped us for both collaboration and competition. You know, we have this remarkable capacity for empathy and altruism, yet we also see aggression and violence throughout human history.
It's like we're constantly caught in this tug of war between our better angels and our darker impulses.
Yeah.
Human Origins 101 kind of delves into this duality.
It does.
Looking at the benefits and costs of group living.
Yeah, living in groups offers significant advantages. Protection from predators, increased efficiency in foraging and hunting.
And shared care of offspring.
Right.
But there are also costs to consider.
What are some of those costs?
Well, competition for resources and mates.
Okay.
And an increased risk of disease transmission.
So it's this balancing act.
It is.
Weighing the pros and cons of social life. And primates, including humans, have evolved these intricate social structures to kind of navigate this complexity. What can you tell us about these structures?
Primate societies are incredibly diverse, ranging from solitary foragers to complex multi-level hierarchies with alliances and coalitions constantly shifting.
Wow.
But one common thread is the importance of kinship. Bonds between relatives form the foundation of many primate groups, with individuals often cooperating to protect and support their kin.
So blood really is thicker than water.
From an evolutionary perspective, yes, kin selection.
Right.
A concept explained in Human Origins 101.
Suggests that individuals are more likely to help those who share their genes. This is because helping relatives, even at a cost to oneself, can ultimately increase the survival and spread of those shared genes.
It's like a form of genetic self-interest playing out on a social level.
You could see it that way.
But what about altruism towards non-relatives?
Right.
How can we explain acts of kindness and cooperation
Yeah.
that don't directly benefit our kin.
That's where the concept of reciprocal altruism comes in. It suggests that individuals might help others, even non-relatives, with the expectation of receiving help in return.
So you're creating a system of mutual benefit.
Exactly.
Where cooperation ultimately enhances the survival and success of all involved.
It's a win-win situation.
So it's like a social contract.
You could think of it that way.
Based on trust and reciprocity.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But maintaining that trust and ensuring reciprocity
requires complex social mechanisms.
What kind of mechanism?
Like reputation tracking, punishment for cheaters, and the ability to recognize and remember individuals.
So it seems like a lot of mental processing power is required.
It does.
For this kind of social maneuvering.
And that brings us back to those big brains we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
The evolution of human social complexity went hand in hand with the expansion of our cognitive abilities.
So our social intelligence, our ability to understand and navigate these complex social landscapes played a crucial role in our evolutionary success.
Human Origins 101 really emphasizes that point, suggesting that our ability to cooperate, compete, and outmaneuver rivals within our social groups was a driving force in shaping human intelligence.
This brings up a question that's haunted humanity throughout history. Are humans naturally inclined towards war or peace?
That's a complex question. There's no easy answer. Our evolutionary history has equipped us with both pro-social and aggressive tendencies. We can be incredibly cooperative and compassionate, but also capable of violence and cruelty.
So it's like we have this dual nature.
In a way,
this capacity for both great good and great harm.
But it's crucial to remember that our behavior is not solely determined by our genes. Culture, learning, and individual choice also play significant roles in shaping our actions.
It's like we inherit this evolutionary toolkit.
A set of potentialities.
That we have the power to choose.
We do.
Which tools we use and how we wield them.
Absolutely.
We can build societies based on cooperation and empathy. Or we can succumb to the division and conflict.
It's a choice we face individually and collectively.
So what does this all mean? We've journeyed through millions of years of evolution.
We have.
From those early hominins walking upright on the African savanna to the global reach of Homo sapiens. What are some key takeaways you want our listener to ponder?
I think the most important takeaway is that humans are a product of a long and intricate evolutionary journey. We're part of this grand interconnected web of life, sharing a fascinating and complex history with other hominins. Our evolutionary past has shaped us, but it doesn't define us. We have the capacity for both extraordinary kindness and devastating cruelty, for remarkable cooperation and destructive conflict.
It's a humbling realization.
It is.
And it reminds us of the responsibility we have to use our intelligence, our compassion, our understanding of the past to build a future worthy of our remarkable heritage. To choose cooperation over conflict.
Absolutely.
Empathy over division and hope over despair.
Beautifully said. It's a message worth carrying with us as we navigate the complexities of the 21st century.
And on that note, we conclude our deep dive into the fascinating world of human evolution. Until next time. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep marveling at the wonders of our shared human story.